Well, good evening, piano aficionados. I'm Peter Brooks, your Master of Ceremonies for the 29th Annual Keyboardfest, presented by the Mid-Michigan Music Teachers Association. You may have noticed a slight difference from years past. We're pleased to announce the Midland Music Teachers Association has changed their name to include into the organization many teachers from surrounding communities. So would you join me now? Please welcome the Mid-Michigan Music Teachers to the stage. This evening we will hear 236 pianists using 472 hands and 2,360 fingers. The 14 grand pianos you see on the stage have been graciously provided for us by Steinway Piano Gallery of Detroit, which is the Midwest's largest selection of Steinway and Steinway designed Boston and Essex pianos. And we hope you'll take some time either tonight after the program or tomorrow to look at some of these fine instruments that have been brought here for our use by the Steinway Piano Gallery of Detroit. We could not do this annual event without their generous support. We're also pleased to have returning as our conductor, James Holmeyer. Mr. Holmeyer is the Director of Music at the United Church of Christ, recently retired from his role here at the Midland Center for the Arts. He has won awards in the National Adult Conducting Competition in Wisconsin and the American Conductors Competition in California. Jim currently writes and arranges music for choirs and orchestras. Most recently, he was the arranger for the Motor City Symphony Orchestra in Detroit with Thornetta Davis. On occasion, Jim can be found conducting the Michigan Jazz Trail Big Band and flying his Piper Archer airplane around Michigan. Also, the Holmeyer Music Studio has 42 students shared with Susan Mercy from ages 6 to 65, studying piano, violin, viola, and cello. Would you please welcome to our stage our conductor tonight, Mr. Jim Holmeyer. Our teachers are going to begin the program with Sicilian, showcasing an Italian dance. It is among Fauré's most familiar pieces. It began life as an orchestral sketch in 1893, but was rounded off as a cello arrangement. Fauré later reworked the piece to provide music for a play, and the gentle melody of this piece introduces the first scene. We are dedicating tonight's program to one of our longtime teachers, Elaine Avatable, who passed away last June. She taught piano to literally hundreds of students over 50 years and was active in many community programs you may be familiar with, like student achievement testing and, of course, our own Keyboardfest. In fact, she was involved in the very first Keyboardfest in 1991. And so tonight we will remember Elaine's years of service and her life. Dennis Alexander, the composer of our next two pieces, is known as North America's most prolific educational composer. Skip to the Loo is an arrangement of an old song dating back to the early days of the American frontier when square dancing was popular entertainment. And then we'll folk dance our way into She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain, another popular country tune. Well, this next set is going to take us back to the 1960s, when The Lion Sleeps Tonight became a hit back in 1961. It was originally written in 1939 in South Africa, but is best known for the doo-wop version sung by the Tokens. I'm sure you'll have at least one memory from this song, even if you don't want to admit it. Wipeout, arranged by Carol Matz, was originally written by the Safaris, which was a group of 4 middle schoolers. It debuted in 1963, but of course it's had wide exposure. You might recognize it from several movies that featured it, including Back to the Beach, Meet the Parents, Runaway Bride, and Wayne's World 2, which we won't tell anyone you actually watched. Martha Meir composed our next piece, Santa Fe Sunset. Mrs. Meir lives in Florida, and she has written hundreds of pieces. I particularly enjoy the musical description of the sunset across the high desert in this song. Did you know that Santa Fe is the oldest capital city in the United States? It was founded in 1607 by Spanish explorers. It is in the foothills of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, part of the Rocky Mountain chain in New Mexico. And as one who lived there for several years, I can appreciate the beautiful sunsets of the mountains in the distance pictured in this song. It has many dynamics, you'll notice. Contrasts in music go from forte, which is the musical word for loud, to piano, the term for soft. And then in petite Spanish dance, you can use your imagination as you hear the sounds of the castanets and other rhythm instruments. You can almost visualize the brightly dressed dancers as they twirl to the music. Heather Group, who's part of our Mid-Michigan Music Teachers Association, composed our next two pieces. In fact, Heather, would you stand up, please? Let's give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. This lady has taught choir, general music, and orchestra from elementary through high school levels. She loves musical theater. She has performed many roles on stage. She is the principal second violinist in the Midland Symphony Orchestra and has directed center stage youth choirs, advanced choir, and co-directs the high school and college-age women's choir. I get tired just reading this. She wanted to write two contrasting pieces, one in a major key that would be happy and cheerful sounding. And for skipping, she thought of children playing and skipping and children's nursery rhymes. The other piece, sneaking, is in a minor key to invoke the idea of tiptoeing and trying to sneak up on someone, or maybe trying to sneak away, playing a game of hide and seek.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Hoy from the Steinway Piano Gallery of Detroit. I've been the Steinway dealer since 1977, and I just wanted to come out and just say one thing first. The Midland area, Mid-Michigan piano teachers are really, truly unique. And I don't know if everybody here knows how unique. This is probably the only place in the country that does this in this volume of kids. They've been doing it now, I believe, for 29 years. I've been here for 27 of those, providing the pianos, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. It's still my favorite event that I do all year long. So I'd like to just take one quick moment and give a big round of applause for all of the teachers that put this on and all the hard work that goes into it. I also wanted to take one quick moment to show you something really unique for all you guys out there that are playing piano. There was a technology that was invented by Steinway just a few years ago that allows a musician to sit down in a recording studio in New York or in Hamburg, Germany, play the piano, and then the piano in your home will reproduce that exact same performance. And even if the musician isn't with us anymore, and we have a really good high-definition recording of that, we can actually go back and revisit it. So I always say that once a pianist is gone and you can't hear them anymore, we only have a CD to be able to listen to them. And while that's pretty good, it's not the same thing as a live performance. It's kind of looking like a Polaroid snapshot of Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night. You just don't get it until you go to New York and look at the painting. So here it is. This is, if you look up on your screen, you're going to be able to see so many of the artists. There's 3,000 Steinway artists, and about 3,000 songs have already been put into the system. I'm just going to play one for you really quick so that you can hear it. And this is, as I'm looking up on the screen, you can see me scrolling through. George Gershwin, a great composer, fantastic pianist, in 1936 played this piano, which he wrote, and this song. And it's called I've Got Rhythm, and as long as the wonders of Bluetooth technology work, you're going to hear it. And I'm over 60, so sometimes Bluetooth doesn't work good for me. George Gershwin. If you'd like to hear more, we will be here after, and we'll show you some more of the Spirio. Great product. Again, to all the kids, to all the teachers who participated in this, you should be really proud of yourself because this is an amazing, amazing event. And I've been a Steinway dealer for a very long time. This is the only place that's ever occurred. Thank you so much for all your participation, for all the parents as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. For a moment, you got to close your eyes and let the hypnotic rhythmic pattern in the bass in this next song carry you on a magic carpet to the dark sky of an Arabian night. And then the Imperial March, known as Darth Vader's theme. We will battle the universe. come with us to the dark side. Enjoyed the evening so far. We're going to continue with the next portion of the program in a moment, but first we want to say thank you, give a big shout out to several people without whom this evening would not be possible, and I'll ask you to hold your applause until I mention all of them, and then you can show your appreciation all at once. Again, we want to thank Jim Homeyer, our conductor, our percussionist Tom Ryden, Sulatel of Herder Music Center for supplying the music, the Steinway Piano Gallery, of course, for providing the pianos, the hard-working members of our Keyboardfest committee, co-chaired by Diana Curran and Penny Vanderbush, and of course to all the families who support and encourage these students in their study of piano. Would you show your appreciation to these folks right now? Catherine Rowland, who is a Michigan resident, has published more than 200 pedagogical compositions. Baroque dance uses changes in dynamics, loud then repeatedly quiet, to mimic the ornate, flamboyant style of the 17th century. Perhaps you can imagine the dancers moving about a lavish ballroom in time to the 4/4 music. Rowland's tap extravaganza mimics the sound and rhythm of tap dancers, so while tap dancing is actually considered a musical art form, since the dancers really serve as percussionists. Two of the most famous tap dancers were Bojangles and, of course, Fred Astaire. And there is actually a National Tap Dance Day, May 25th, so you have time to practice. Well, our first piece in this next set, the Bourrée, is an arrangement of a dance composed by Johann Sebastian Bach. The Bourrée was a lively French dance from the 17th century, which some people think could make a comeback. I'll be here all evening. In the Hall of the Mountain King was composed by Edvard Grieg in 1876 as background music to accompany a rather spooky story written by Henrik Ibsen. Norwegians love their fairy tales, especially their spooky fairy tales. This one tells the story of Peer Gynt, who has secretly gone into the Mountain King's castle and is now trying to escape the terrible lumbering trolls. Melody Bober composed our next two pieces. Miss Bober lives in Minnesota and has composed many, many pieces for students. Sombrero Song takes us on a trip to Mexico. Perhaps you can imagine yourself in a colorful poncho and a wide hat dancing to the clicking castanets. Our performers are going to use their hands to imitate the sound of the castanets and end the piece in true Mexican fashion. Then Secret Agent would use minor sounds to imitate someone sneaking around. Agents have to be secretive and unobtrusive, so watch for a sneaky left hand from the student who plays the higher part. gentlemen, in the center stage is our one-man drum and percussion section, Tom Ryden. Now, over the years, he has become a beloved and appreciated fixture on our stage. He's been the percussionist for all 29 Keyboardfest concerts. He's been helping the performers throughout the years keep a steady beat. Tom is a Dow Chemical retiree, but of course he hasn't retired from his love and pursuit of music. So would you please give a nice round of applause to our percussionist, Tom Ryden. Well, the next group of students are going to entertain us with their presentation of Ship Ahoy, a rather dance-like piece with a catchy tune that's fun to play. Its energy reminds us of sailors climbing the rigging and shouting to their fellow sailors that they see land, ho, on the horizon. Oh, wait, is that a skull and crossbones she's flying? Which leads us to the second song, The Legend of Pirate Pete. It takes us to the darker side of the sea and reminds us of the mysterious world of pirates. Imagine storybook pirates heading out to find buried treasure, singing sea shanties. Mr. Holmeyer, do you know the pirate's favorite letter in the alphabet? What would you think? R. You think it would be R? No, but it's the C. I'm thinking maybe the composer of this next selection had a town square in winter in mind for festival celebration. Kind of one of those old-time Christmassy movies. You know, you close your eyes and listen. Maybe you can see the holiday lights around the edges of the building and the gingerbread decorations in the shop windows. And there, in the middle of the square, is a big lighted tree with an ice rink around it and skaters going by. Then, back it up a couple of months to Halloween, when scary things were trying to make us jump in the night. In The Phantom, Melody Bober writes the music in a minor key with some rather spooky sounds. It's a lot of fun to play, but I think it's even more fun to listen to. And hopefully, the surprise ending won't scare you away. Brenton DeGroot holds a Bachelor of Music in Vocal Performance from the University of Michigan, where he is currently working on his master's degree. During his undergrad studies, he performed in a variety of ensembles, many styles, including the University of Michigan's a cappella group, Amazin' Blue, love that, and new music choir, Meridian. Hailing from here in Midland, he's been seen in lead roles in a number of local shows, including TMI's Crazy for You, Cats, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, Midland High School's Men of La Mancha, Anything Goes, and the title role in the children's opera, Brundabar. This past summer, he conducted the TMI production of The Little Mermaid and is looking forward to doing the same this summer with TMI's Brigadoon. Would you please welcome to the stage our guest conductor this evening, Brenton DeGroot. Well, this time, we would like to take a moment and honor the students who are seniors this year. Music enriches our lives and is a skill that can last a lifetime, and we hope that all of you students will continue to make music a part of your future. So seniors, please come to the front of the stage as I give your name and stand. And audience, if you'll hold your applause until all of them have been announced, and then we can show our appreciation and recognition of them. Kyle Burks. He has been playing piano for 10 years, has played in Keyboardfest for 6 years. He'll be attending Boyce College to study pastoral ministries. He says he enjoys being able to sit down and play the piano whenever he runs across one. Abby Karn has played piano for 13 years, and this year will be her 7th Keyboardfest. She would like to attend Brigham Young University, major in business with a minor in piano, and then start her own piano studio. One thing that Abby loves about playing piano is the unique opportunities it's given her, and getting to play Elvis Presley's piano, accompanying her church congregation each week, and using her talent to perform at local nursing homes. Allison Kelly has been playing piano for 13 years and has performed in Keyboardfest for 6 years. She has considered maybe becoming a lawyer someday, but is undecided because there are so many interesting fields to consider. She says she's going to continue playing music as long as she can. Allison likes the piano's range of expression, that it can be used to say something that is difficult to say. She also likes how the piano is similar to an old familiar friend, forgiving, and can teach you life lessons. Surya Manturaju has taken 8 years of piano lessons and participated in Keyboardfest for 7 years. She'll be attending the University of Michigan, majoring in engineering. She says she likes the piano because it's a relaxing outlet after a stressful day. Christopher Martin has taken lessons for approximately 10 years and participated in Keyboardfest for 5 years. Unsure what direction he's going to take after high school, he says he enjoys being able to learn music that he's heard on soundtracks or that he finds meaningful. Hannah Joswiak has been playing for 13 years and in Keyboardfest for 10. She plans to attend a university to study computer science and says she enjoys successfully learning a new song. And Katie White has been enjoying piano for 13 years and Keyboardfest for 10 years. She'll be pursuing a degree in computer science. She says she likes the variety of pieces that you can play on the piano, from energetic and exciting to graceful and relaxing. Congratulations, seniors. Eugenie Rocherol, composer of our next 2 pieces, has established herself as one of America's leading composers of piano repertoire. Slow Dancin' and Jitterbug are from her collection entitled The Way We Danced, 1949 to 1999. So people, let the music roll. gentlemen, at this time, would you please welcome back our guest conductor, Brenton DeGroot. Branton has performed as a chorus member of the Michigan Opera Theater in Detroit last season, does a lot of performing, as a matter of fact, in Ann Arbor, Detroit, and of course, as I previously mentioned, here in Midland. He recently performed the role of Dr. Pangloss in U of M Opera's production of Candide. This operetta by Leonard Bernstein highlights a young German who falls in love and travels far and wide, fighting and having adventures, finally ending up in Italy where he's able to marry his true love. And now here is the overture to Candide. that concludes Keyboardfest 2019. You are, of course, invited to stay, take pictures, come up on stage and examine these beautiful pianos, along with the ones in the foyer. Thank you again so much for coming. Thank you for encouraging your students. We hope to see you next year. And in the meantime, students, remember the golden rule: practice, practice, practice. Good night, everybody.